Hey everyone, hope you've been great and welcome back to the channel. Over the last few days, we've gotten tons of new information about the Into the Light update and what all that means for the game. And I can assure you, Bungie has some crazy things in store for the future. Scrolling down here, you can see Destiny 2 Into the Light Developer Livestream 2. If you want to check this out for yourself, it's going over all the weapons they're adding, but I can tell you the roles for them. And check this out, the first one was about the Onslaught game mode coming. Now, if you want to know any information about this event when it goes live, or if you're new just discovering this channel, I'd really appreciate it if you like and subscribe. It helps smaller channels like mine grow, and I really thank you again. Alright, but after that, let's get straight into this blog because these rules are unbelievable. This first paragraph introducing Brave Arsenal basically is talking about how they wanted to bring back 12 of the most iconic weapons from D1 and D2 history, no holds barred. Raids, pinnacle weapons, black armory, and meme weapons apparently. So like they said, they carefully thought of 12 weapons, weighed the impacts, and rebuilt their perk pools. This is crazy, and they brought them back with some of the same, but some new options. And I like the 12 weapons, so scrolling down, behold, Brave Arsenal. Here are the 12 weapons that we've brought back, free to play, available for all players. First up, Forbearance, from the Witch Queen in Season of the Risen. This waveframe grenade launcher has been a staple in PvE since it shipped. With the potent combination of Ambitious Assassin and Chain Reaction, this is from the Vowed Disciple raid, so it normally requires ownership of the Witch Queen, which is a paid DLC, and an active raid group to get it. But we want all players to experience this so strong it could be an exotic weapon and get a taste of endgame artillery. That's definitely true. We took this opportunity to update its perk pool to include Disruption Break, Demolitionist, and more. So as you can see, we've got the third and fourth columns of Forbearance, the new one. In the third column, Unrelenting, Stats for All, Demolitionist, Ambitious Assassin is here, Surplus, Steady Hands, and Disruption Break. And in the fourth column, Wellspring, Golden Tricorn, One for All, Bait and Switch, Chain Reaction is also here, Rampage, and a new perk, Desperate Measures. Now, we don't know what Desperate Measures does quite yet, but I'm getting a hint that it's a damage perk from what they've said. So that's pretty cool. But I'm going to be honest, the tried and true combo still stands. If you don't have one, you need to get it. Ambitious Assassin and Chain Reaction. This is an unbelievable weapon, and it's going to be just as good, so you need this role. They tried to reprise it. It doesn't matter. The role is still the same. The God role. Ambitious Assassin and Chain Reaction, in my opinion. You could make a case for Demolitionist and Chain Reaction as a new option, and I think that's what I'll go for here, just because I've got the God role, and I don't need another one, so hey. Demolitionist Chain Reaction on the new Forbearance, or Ambitious and Chain Reaction if you don't have it. This is again free to play for all players. Moving on to Succession. This is from Beyond Light and Season of the Hunt. With its combination of Reconstruction and Vorpal weapon, this sniper does not have to be manually reloaded, hits very hard, and sees a lot of usage in long-range raid and Nightfall encounters, definitely. It lured players into the Deepstone Crypt raid and when Beyond Light launched, and again when the new weapons were reprised. As with Forbearance, while acquiring this weapon from the Deepstone Crypt requires ownership of Beyond Light, this version is available to all players. Amazing. We've got the columns here. In the third, Moving Target, No Distractions, Lead from Gold, Reconstruction, Firmly Planted, Demolitionist, and Discord. And in the fourth column for Succession, Snapshot, Redirection, Recombination, Vorpal, Focused Fury, Firing Line, Boxed Breathing, and Desperate Measures. This is going to be juicy. I think this will be a very, very good sniper, and a lot of people that don't have it need to get it here. I'm those guys. I do not have the God Roll Succession crafted, so I think I'm going to take my chance and grab it here. Next, Falling Guillotine. It's back, ladies and gentlemen, from Shadowkeep and Season of Arrivals. The first legendary Vortex Frame Sword. Fallen Guillotine is descended from the Dark Drinker sword from the original Destiny. It immediately jumped to the top of the sword meta when it shipped and is still relevant now, making it one of the most persistently popular legendary weapons in Destiny 2. That's awesome. Now it's back with an updated perk pool and some spicy combos. And they say some spicy combos are Repulsor Brace Destabilizing and Chain Reaction Surrounded, as well as the fan favorite Relentless Strikes Whirlwind Blade. And this is awesome. Falling Guillotine, third column, Vorpal, Relentless Strikes, Repulsor Brace, Frenzy, Attrition Orbs, Chain Reaction, and Duelist Trance. And in the fourth column, Surrounded, Whirlwind, Destabilizing Rounds, Eager Edge, Bait and Switch, Sword Logic, and Desperate Measures. This is crazy. I'm going to be honest. There's some insane combinations here. I'm seeing Frenzy Surrounded. That's disgusting. You could do Vorpal Surrounded, Repulsor Surrounded, Repulsor Destabilizing, and you see it here as well, Eager Edge. You could run Vorpal Eager Edge, Frenzy Eager Edge on a Vortex frame, which you can do on the other half. There's Bait and Switch, Sword Logic. What in the world? This is insane. I can't even imagine what combos we're going to realize are the god rolls. So for what I'm saying, if you find a roll that you like on Falling Guillotine, you need to keep it. This is going to be cracked. I can't lie. Speaking of cracked, look what's back, everyone. Recluse from Forsaken and Season of the Drifter. This weapon shipped as a Pinnacle Crucible reward. Instantly became mandatory in PvE and PvP with an Iron Fist, 100%. Now it's back with random rolls, including the iconic Master of Arms perk, which states kills with any weapon improve this weapon's damage for a short time. We've tweaked this perk to be more in balance than the previous version, thank you, but Recluse remains an extremely potent option in PvP and PvE. Wow. So, in the third column, for Recluse, Feeding Frenzy, Enlightened Action, Subsistence, Threat Detector, Repulsor Brace, Hitfire Grip, and Dynamic Sway Reduction. In the fourth column, Master of Arms, Target Lock, Frenzy, Destabilizing Rounds, Surrounded, Tap the Trigger, and Desperate Measures. Interesting. I'm already seeing Repulsor Brace, Master of Arms for my Void guys. You could definitely do Subsistence, Master of Arms, Repulsor Destabilizing for my Void guys. This has got some rolls on it, and I'm loving it. Feeding Frenzy, Master of Arms as the OG one. It's got everything. For me, I'm going Subsistence, Master of Arms, and Repulsor Brace, Master of Arms. And I'm also probably going to lock down a Subsistence Frenzy just for the OG kind of magazine perk, damage perk. Maybe Master of Arms isn't what we all think, but if it is, this is what you want. The Recluse is back, everybody. This is awesome. Moving on, it gets even better. Mountaintop, Forsaken and Season of the Forge. Another pinnacle PvP weapon that was the backbone of raid teams for more than a year. The Mountaintop had massive damage output in PvE and PvP. We've turned its micro missile perk into a new breach grenade launcher intrinsic perk so that it retains functionality, but it has 2 traits on top of that. Now this is huge. We did not want to return to the days of Mountaintop PvP meta. So we've opted to rebuild micro missile. It retains its PvE strength, but with decreased self-damage and a massively increased physic impulse, hilarity ensues. Now this is going to be a super fun weapon. From the live stream I saw, if you didn't catch it, you can actually rocket boost yourself with this weapon. Shooting your feet will give you a huge boost into the sky, not damaging you that much and letting you rain down shots from above. In the third column, we've got Ambitious Assassin, Impulse Amplifier, Demolitionist, Lead from Gold, Slick Draw, Auto-Loading Holster, and Overflow. In the fourth column, tons of damage perks. Rampage, Vorpal Weapon, Adrenaline Junkie, One for All, Harmony, Recombination, and Frenzy. Tons of options. This is almost a tailor it to yourself type weapon. If you want it to auto-load, go auto-loading holster and choose a damage perk, any one. Frenzy's great, Recombination might be an option. Rampage, Vorpal. You could even make a case for Adrenaline Junkie. Ambitious Assassin for 2 shots on the reload, as well as a damage perk of your choice. This is a awesome, awesome weapon. Demolitionist, Adrenaline Junkie, I love that combo for grenade synergy. That's in here. And Overflow is even here on the tail end. You can choose whatever you want. I'm loving it. For me, like I said, Demo and Adrenaline Junkie is going to be an option. Ambitious Assassin and I think Frenzy or Recombination will be what I go for, as well as maybe a Vorpal weapon roll to lock down just in case. Next up, Hammerhead from Forsaken and Season of the Forge. The first legendary machine gun introduced into Destiny 2 is overdue for a return. Hammerhead is still considered one of the best of its kind, and it's coming back with top tier perks that give it iconic Black Armory style. The new perk combinations of Rampage Killing Tally and Rampage Desperate Measures are particularly spicy for PvE. This one, ladies and gentlemen, probably is the best weapon of the entire bunch. Hammerhead is back with, like they said, the OG roll, but this is crazy what they got. Third column, Feeding Frenzy, Destabilizing Rounds, Ambitious Assassin, Rampage, 4th times the charm, Rewind Rounds, and Under Over. Surrounded, High Impact Reserves, Target Lock, Onslaught, Killing Tally, Desperate Measures, and Tap the Trigger are rounding out the 4th column. Ladies and gentlemen, pick what you want, but I'm instantly seeing the double damage perk is back. Rampage Killing Tally is disgusting. Rampage Surrounded is a great option as well. And I think my personal favorite, Rampage and Target Lock, letting you add clear and have a damage boost with Rampage, and you can team fire and deal damage in a group scenario with Target Lock. This is the best of both worlds weapon, but if you don't want to mix the two, I think I'm going for Rampage Killing Tally, and for a non-reloading roll, maybe 4th times the charm or Rewind and Killing Tally. That's the roll for me. Hammerhead is back and it's nasty, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on, Blast Furnace from Forsaken and Season of the Forge. Not the first, but certainly the most beloved aggressive, aka 4-burst pulse rifle. Blast Furnace now comes equipped with the Rasmussen ISA scope and rolls barrels instead of scopes in that first column. It was a powerhouse when it first arrived and is once again with the advantage of some top tier new perks, including the potent combination of Kinetic Tremors and Firefly for PvE and Zen Moment Rapid Hit for a perfectly stable PvP roll. Okay. I'm loving Kinetic Firefly. That's very, very strong. Maybe for some endgame scenarios here. But let's go in. In the third column, Zen Moment, Snapshot, Shoot to Loot, Keep Away, Perpetual Motion, Kinetic Tremors, and Head Seeker in the third column is disgusting, everyone. Fourth column, Kill Clip, Firefly, One for All, Frenzy, Rampage, Rapid Hit, and Desperate Measures. Okay. I know this is a PvE channel, but we just need to touch on Head Seeker Kill Clip in PvP is disgusting. Hey, everyone drop and vault all the other aggressives. Head Seeker Kill Clip is going to run the game. I can't lie to you. So if you like PvP, get this right now. Head Seeker Kill Clip, lock it down. All right, and we're back. PvE, guys. What we want, maybe Kinetic Tremors and Frenzy is a great role for endgame activities, letting you have a huge boost of damage for those champions and bigger targets, and a damage boost that's always active. Nothing else to do, no kills, no frills. Kinetic Tremors Frenzy for me is what I'm going for. But Kinetic Tremors Firefly for mid-tier activity will be a fun roll. Explosions everywhere. That's awesome. Moving on, the meme weapon itself, Edge Transit from Forsaken and Season of the Outlaw. This heavy grenade launcher is a longtime fan favorite and often the most requested rep weapon to reprise in this list by far. Definitely not. Like they said, okay, not really, but the ridiculous drop rate in the early Forsaken was such a persistent meme that we couldn't resist including it, and turning it into one of the strongest weapons, grenade launchers, in the entire game, with the greatest hits of grenade launcher damage perks and one particularly spicy option of Cascade Point in the third column. With Chain Reaction getting buffed on drum grenade launchers in the final shape, the Chain Reaction Destabilizing Rounds combo provides some of the most potent ad clear in the game, and Cascade Point plus Bait and Switch is particularly synergistic for single target damage. Okay. This weapon is also why we pulled the heavy grenade launcher buff from the final shape into the 7.3.5 update. Okay, so they gave us some background info on what they're doing with the strings and the buffs and things down at the Bungie HQ, which is awesome. So they're saying they moved the heavy grenade launcher buff forward into this update so we can have access to it for this edge transit weapon. In the third column, Chain Reaction, Cascade Point, Impulse Amplifier, Field Prep, Ambitious Assassin, Envious Assassin, and Repulsor Brace. In the fourth column, you've got Frenzy, Destabilizing Rounds, Deconstruction, One for All, Bait and Switch, Full Court, and Explosive Light. Wow, there's tons of options here, and I'm instantly seeing, like they said, Cascade Point, Bait and Switch. For a single target damage, you can just turn this weapon on and instantly melt somebody. Dump your whole mag with Cascade Point and Bait and Switch. That's going to be a great, great roll. And Chain Reaction in the third column is really, really strong. Envious Assassin, Explosive Light. Chain Reaction, Explosive Light is very strong as well. Destabilizing Rounds, Repulsor Brace for a super Gerfalcon's Halberg heavy weapon is also an option. Tailor it to yourself, but I think I'm going Chain Reaction and Explosive Light, Cascade Point, Bait and Switch, Envious, Explosive Light. This is going to be a great weapon, and I'm excited to test it out. Moving on, one of the big ones, Luna's Howl, from Forsaken and Season of the Outlaw. Of all the weapon types we wanted to include, selecting a number of hand cannons was by far the hardest. They touched on this in the live stream. We probably could have filled the entire list with often requested hand cannons, definitely. We have not forgotten them, but there are not, wow, we have not forgotten them. That's definitely a hint. But there are a couple that stand out for both nostalgia and dominance, one of which is Luna's Howl. Originally, this was a precision frame 180 RPM hand cannon, and the Magnificent Howl perk would let you 2-tap on follow-up kills in PvE. Wow, that's pretty strong. For this iteration, we kept it as a precision frame 140 RPM hand cannon and redesigned the Magnificent Howl perk. The number of precision final blows before reloading affects the total rounds granted with increased range and damage. Precision final blows with Magnificent Howl will extend the effect for additional rounds. Okay, this will allow for those 2-taps, but with more effort required, and the precision frame will still make it very easy to control. So, in the third column, for Luna's Howl, Eye of the Storm, Subsistence, Discord, Encore, Slide Shot, Enlightened Action, and Heal Clip. Nice. In the fourth column, we've got Magnificent Howl, Kill Clip, Incandescent, Desperate Measures, Opening Shot, Precision Instrument, and Harmony. Wow, that's very strong. So we've got Subsistence and Incandescent maybe for PvE, Heal Clip, Incandescent, and it's definitely an option as well. Now it says, note, it didn't make sense to ship Not Forgotten in this release, but we're on the lookout for a good opportunity to bring it back too. So they just went ahead and told us. Not Forgotten is going to be Not Forgotten here soon. Midnight Coup from Destiny 2 Year 1. This hand cannon dominated PvP and PvE in Year 1, mostly because raid weapons were the only ones with 2 trait columns back then. Plus, it had amazing stats. These have fallen behind a bit, so we've updated them. At the same time, we've given it a brand new perk pool. It still includes the original combo of Outlaw Rampage, but keep an eye out for Firefly Kinetic Tremors for PvE and Zen Moment Moving Target for a PvP consistency roll. In the third column for Midnight Coup, Outlaw, Firefly, Shoot to Loot, Explosive Payload, Moving Target, Attrition Orbs, and Enlightened Action. In the fourth column, Rampage, Kinetic Tremors, Zen Moment, One for All, Frenzy, Opening Shot, and Desperate Measures. So, from what I've seen, you've got Firefly Rampage, which is a great option. Firefly Frenzy, also a great option. Explosive Payload Frenzy, great. Firefly Frenzy, you definitely are going to want it. Outlaw Frenzy, there's tons of options. Kinetic Tremors, maybe if you want to do shoot to loot with that and bring that into endgame. Midnight Coup might be back, and these are some very, very strong rolls. If you couldn't tell so far, they're saying to hell with the power creep. We're embracing it at this point. Next up, Hung Jury from the Taken King. The Hung Jury SR4 was at the time one of the most requested weapons to bring forward from the original Destiny, and we did in Destiny 2's Season of the Splicer, somewhat recently actually. But it was only right to include it again here given its legacy. Again, this is about like the third time we've gotten a Hung Jury even in Destiny 2, but it's reprised with, in the third column, Rewind Rounds, Enlightened Action, Kinetic Tremors, Rapid Hit, Shoot to Loot, No Distractions, and Loose Change. In the fourth column, One for All, Cascade Point, Box Breathing, Firefly, Precision Instrument, Desperate Measures, and Explosive Rounds. Nice. And like always, the role you're going to want for endgame PvE is Kinetic Tremors Explosive Rounds. That'll let you have a great damage boost and AoE splash damage on those bigger targets. Explosive Rounds carries a bit of a damage boost as well, and features no drop-off. So you can shoot this from super far away, proc Kinetic Tremors, and Explosive Rounds will always be going. That's the role I want. Rapid Hit Firefly for lower end activities is an option as well. And now finally, Elsie's Rifle from the original Destiny. Known as the Stranger's Rifle when it originally shipped, this pulse rifle is familiar to any Guardian who played throughout the original Destiny campaign and is the oldest weapon on this list. Now it returns as a void weapon with top tier PvE and PvP perks. I'm loving it. In the third column, Feeding Frenzy, Zen Moment, Repulsor Brace, Loose Change, Keep Away, Under Over, and Rewind Rounds. In the fourth column, Adrenaline Junkie, Frenzy, Destabilizing Rounds, Kill Clip, Desperado, Desperate Measures, as well as Head Seeker. Now for PvE, I'm instantly seeing Repulsor Brace, Destabilizing Rounds for my hunters out there. Feeding Frenzy is a good option, as well as maybe Zen Moment Frenzy, Zen Moment Kill Clip if you want to do some lower end activities. This seems like it was definitely brought back for the PvP guys, but still will be a good option for my PvEs. And like they say here, that's all of them. These weapons will be available starting April 9th. These weapons are the Recluse, Hung Jury, Succession, End's Transit, Elsie's Rifle, and the Fallen Guillotine, just to name a few. And the remainder will unlock 1 week at a time through the week of May 21st. The Brave Arsenal weapons will continue to drop from the Onslaught after the final shape, but the limited edition variants won't be available after June 3rd, so get them while you can. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm super hyped for this article. If you want to check it out for yourself and reread all of these god rolls and find them for yourself, please check out the Bungie website and the news tab. This was a crazy article with a ton of information on a lot of god rolls. I really thank you all for checking out this longer form video as we just walked through them all together. A little bit more laid back, and I'm thinking that's the direction I want to take this channel. A little bit more laid back and information driven, but maybe not so stick in the mud, hey. I appreciate you all for checking this one out, and like I said at the beginning, if you appreciated it, please feel free to subscribe and like this video, share the channel with your friends. It goes so far to growing a smaller channel like mine. Thank you all, and as always, I'll see you around.